We are in Trumbull, Connecticut at a little tiny graveyard. Old graveyard, Gregory's Four Corner burial ground. And we are here to see the witch, Hannah Cranna, known as the Witch of Monroe. I want to give a shout out to Tracy D for giving us the idea to come here. It's kind of a creepy place. Wouldn't come here at night, although it's right off the road. There's no parking. I had to sneak into the Amazon lot. But let's take a look around here. Kind of in the back corner. Her grave is up in the front, it looks like, right by that sign that you saw. Look at this, in memory of, can't read the name, but maybe we can see it in the final production here, but I can see 58 years old and died 1841, so we're to the 1700s. So her real name was Hannah Hovey, and she had picked up this nickname. You know, usually they get them while they are in death afterwards, but she had it in her life. She was living a pretty good life on her property near Cutler's Farm Road here in Monroe, but her life was not exactly ordinary. Wouldn't have been known to this day for allegedly dabbling in the black arts. Look at these stones. They're just like rocks sticking up. See if there's anything on the other side. No, they're just markers. And then down here, look at this. This is spooky. There's like a old rock wall, tumble down wall, and a ravine down there. A hollow. And if you want to see a haunted tree, that is a haunted looking tree. Her reputation really didn't begin until the death of her husband, a Captain John Hovey. She was rumored to have been involved in his death. One night, Captain Hovey went out for a simple walk and toppled over a cliff. He was killed instantly. Not believing that Captain Hovey could have been the victim of an unfortunate accident, whispers started to go around that Hannah did it. She somehow had bewitched him. And this is why he fell to his death. Well, she didn't like that. She became basically a recluse, and she would not be nice to people as a widow. But she wasn't doing well, so she was basically trying to get free food and stuff, and she would actually, use her scare techniques and play up on the witch to scare her neighbors to give her free food. Now this is a massive stone, and look at the top, look at that. We have that telltale skull we've seen before, so this was quite a common thing. And this stone goes back to, gosh, it's hard to read, but it looks like 1701. Let's see if we can read that again. Thomas Curtis. And it says at the top, it looks like Her eyes buried in body. Oh, here lies the body. The body. Okay. Very interesting. Well, let's go check out her stone. It's right over here by the street. So again, she would threaten them with spells, and of course she had that scary reputation. Now, when one of the local farmer's wife tried to deny her fresh baked pie, it is said that Hannah cursed her, and the poor woman was never able to speak again. She was a mute. And there was a story about a man who was fishing in a brook on her property, and he didn't have permission. She didn't like that, so she put a curse on him, and he never caught another fish again. That was it. So over the years, several incidents like that. And from her house on Craig Hill, which was guarded, it is said, by snakes, she helped those who were nice to her. But those who wronged her, she set down spells of misery. Finally, the fateful day came. Her life's energy was running out. She sensed it was coming. Now, she kept an old rooster, Old Boreas, which some suspected was her familiar, and that's what they would call it in those days in Europe. European folklore of the medieval periods, familiars sometimes they'd refer to it as familiar spirits, were believed to be supernatural entities, and they would assist witches, and they would call it, I find it funny, they would call it cunning folk, practitioners of folk medicine, cunning folk in their practice of magic. So it is said that shortly after the cock crowed its last, Hannah told a neighbor that her end was also near. And she said, "My coffin must be carried by hand to the graveyard here, and I must not be buried before sundown." Hannah Cranna died the next day, 77 years old. And there is the stone of Hannah Cranna, right by the street. 1783 to 1859, it says she was 60, although I read she was 73, so hard to say. But 1783, wow. This goes way, way back. Pretty cool, guys. All right, I'm out of here from the old burial ground. You gotta watch your step here on this hill. It's pretty tricky. You tumble down into the cars. All right, on to the next stop. Let's go.